Are you a beginner looking to start planning for your personal retirement? Well, you've landed in the right place. Today, we're going to be giving you the roadmap to your personal retirement planning. Whether you think it is too early or too late, it doesn't matter. It's never too early or too late to learn the strategies of what to look for and how to get the planning done for your retirement. So stay tuned while we drop the gems, teach you what to do. This is a class for beginners in personal retirement planning. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Next Level Life Hacks, where we take the next steps needed to grow towards our financial freedom and success. Thank you for clicking on this video. I appreciate your time. I know it's valuable, so let's dive right in. Now, let's be honest, retirement can feel like it is far away and an intimidating task to plan for. Some person might think they are too young, or some person might think it is too late, but that is a mistake in and of itself. It's never too early and it's never too late. Yes, there are advantages in starting early, but adjustments can be made for every age and stage that you are in your life so that you can have the plans in place for your future. Remember as well, it depends as well on what type of lifestyle you want to live after your retirement, and that will determine how aggressively or not that you go right now. However, I am going to be going through the steps that you should be taking at any stage that you are in terms of your life. So let's dive in. Now, step one is, and I mentioned it before, is that you need to know what playbook you're going to be having for your retirement. How do you see yourself living after you retire? Also, what age do you plan to retire? I personally plan to do that in the next 1 to 2 years. So therefore, once you have that mindset and you have that plan in place, then it determines your playbook. So for example, is it that you intend to travel the world, or is it that you intend to stay where you are and hang around with your grandkids and see them through to high school, college, and beyond to give them that guidance that they really need? Whatever your future plan, it will determine now how seriously we need to take your savings and your investments. The other thing that you need to estimate, and listen carefully, is that you need to estimate what your expenses are going to be once you retire. The main cost that you need to figure out and put pen to paper is what's going to be your housing cost. Now, some of us are fortunate enough in that we will be able to have a completely paid for house by the time we retire. So therefore, that significant expense of a housing cost, whether it be mortgage or rent, is not going to exist. The mistake that some of us make as well is that we sit and depend on what our social security check is going to be. And by mentioning social security, you will know that I'm speaking more to the US market. If you are outside like my home country, Jamaica, what will your NIS payment or what is your pension going to be after you retire? Sadly, the majority of persons in Jamaica, once the research had come in, it shows that most persons did not have a pension plan in place. Therefore, there is no plan for an income after you are not physically able to work anymore. Now, let's come back to the Social Security check. You can use an estimator on the Social Security website, and I'm going to be placing it in the description box below, that you can insert the amount of years that you expect to be working for and the average income that you have been earning over the period, and it will be able to tell you what your Social Security check is. I have had the opportunity to work with several seniors who are earning majority between $1,000 to $2,000 per month on their Social Security checks, and they are unable to cover their basic living expenses, especially if you have a housing cost. Now, I have known several of them that have had to be paying between $1,000 to $1,500 just for rent. We have not factored in utilities, groceries, and any of the other living expenses, especially, and how could I have left this out before? Healthcare costs. Now, the body was not designed to last forever, and it is only natural that once we reach a certain age that we start to have declining health and our healthcare cost increases. So therefore, that has to be factored in as a major expense as well. And what will you be doing? Now, if you even look at Medicare, there is a cost for Medicare. Yes, you will not be paying for Part A. And let's backtrack a bit. Your cost for Medicare Parts A and B is going to be determined by how much contribution that you did into Medicare. So the less that you contributed into Medicare might result in a higher cost for the Part A or B. Or if it is that you did not work for the amount of time, the qualifying time, then you might have a cost for your Part A and B. But let's say for argument's sake that you have worked for the required period, you are still going to have a cost for the part B, and that's B as in boy. Right now it is approximately $180 at the time of making this video, but however, it is expected that this amount will increase. So you have to also budget for this amount monthly for your healthcare costs. Remember as well, Medicare does not cover the additional ancillary benefits like your dental, vision, hearing. So therefore, you have to factor those in as well, because your sight will decline, hearing will decline, and you have your dental care that needs to be taken care of. Now, I spent a lot of time on step 1, and in the interest of time, I'm going to move on to step 2, and that is to develop your pension plan. And that is whether you're going to be doing an individual plan, which is an individual retirement amount, or you might have the traditional retirement accounts. Whatever it is and whatever you are looking towards doing, you need to make up your mind in terms of the maximum amount that you can contribute into these programs. If you have a 401k program at work, I recommend that you maximize the amount that you're contributing into it. Take it out of your mind and take the guesswork out of it, because it is an investment for your future. Do not feast now, then famine later. If you look at the statistics as well, persons are living longer. Your lifetime expectancy is increasing. So therefore, after your retirement age, you could be very well living longer. So therefore, you should famine now and feast later, so that at least you will have an amount coming to you that can cover even your basic expenses. Another mistake that certain persons make with the 401k is that they do not maximize and take advantage of the amount that your employer is contributing into the program on your behalf. This is basically free money that you're leaving on the table. You are giving them your hard labor for these benefits, so therefore take advantage of it so that you can be more guaranteed of a financial secure retirement and future. Let's go back real quickly to the retirement accounts. There is a Roth IRA and there is the traditional IRA. Now, the difference in them depends on the tax advantage. One of them is that you are saving towards it pre-tax, and the other is that it is post-tax. The one that you are saving to pre-tax, you are tax deferring your benefits to a later time, which is good in some instances, while the post-tax is that you are contributing to this program after tax is taken out from your income. Therefore, your withdrawals from it is going to be tax-free. So therefore, choose which one works better for you, whether post or pre-tax, but you need to have one of them in place for your retirement plan. Stop wasting time, do it right now. Step 3 is to make your money work for you. And this point is very important. You are not able to work fully for your own money. And the faster you get to the point that you can stop trading your time for money, and on the other hand have your money working for you while you sleep, then you will advance in terms of your financial goals. So therefore, for example, stop keeping your money in those regular savings accounts. At least your money should be in a high yielding savings account, because you should not be having your money dormant while you are losing with all the banking fees and the inflation cost that is being applied to your money. Therefore, find an investment option that will give you the highest returns on your funds, depending on your risk tolerance, of course. So I would advise is to get a financial advisor that will analyze your current situation, but they will recommend products or options that will have your savings being optimized in terms of the returns that you are getting on it. Of course, I'm going to be dropping some recommendations to you. So of course, you have the S&P 500, you have the Treasury bills, and you have the certificate of deposits. That, especially the S&P 500 that has been making significant gains over the last 10 years, it is a safe option if you are one that is least risk tolerant. And coming off that point, we're going straight into step 4, which is, yes, we have determined that you need to be saving. However, I strongly recommend, as I have done myself, is to automate your savings. And I've said it before, once that money lands in your hand, especially when it drops in my hand, then you are too distracted in terms of wanting to spend on fine dining, clothing, the latest gadgets. Automate your savings so the decision is taken out of your hands. Have the money being pulled directly from your salary account, or it is that you are doing it directly from payroll and it is sent to a financial institution. But here, what is very critical is that you save it at a financial institution or in an account that there are no debit cards, credit cards, check leaves associated. And it is a little bit inconvenient for you to go in and pull these funds because they are intended for savings. So have yourself not be able to access these funds as frequently as you might want. Now, my last advice to you in the interest of time, and I'm going to be continuing in the next video, is that it is important to start now. The earlier you start, the better, and this is an advice that you need to be putting in place for your kids as well. The multiplier effect of compounded interest is amazing. Of course, you're going to be saying that if you're juggling your car notes, student loans, mortgage, utilities, that it is so hard for you to start thinking about retirement. But believe me, my friends, if it is that you put a $10 here or $100 here, you would be amazed after 10, 15, 20 years that you could possibly be millionaires and have a more secure financial future. Remember, we are living longer, our body is declining, so we need to be guaranteed of a certain level of income once we retire. It is never too early, it is never too late. I have to be honest with you that if it is that you are in your 40s or 50s and beyond, then it only means that you have to be much more aggressive with the monthly amount that you are putting in these investment options, but it is better to have something than nothing. A strategy as well that it really depends on where you plan to live after retirement. If you are living in certain countries or zones where the dollar, if you are earning US dollar, has a higher value and can have you living a much higher standard of living than being in the United States, then that's an option for you to consider. Do not restrict yourself to one economy, one cost of living, when you know, especially if time is running out on you. Now, as usual, my friends, if you have found any part of this content to be beneficial to you, even half a point, even 1 point, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it with someone else as we all grow towards our financial success. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.